The Soviet Union had the largest army on Earth. They had tanks, artillery, air support, an empire of steel and men stretching across 11 time zones. And they were losing to one man. One man with a bolt-action rifle. No scope, no radio, no backup. Just a farmer from Finland who disappeared into the snow and didn't come back until 505 men were dead. The Soviets had a name for him. They called him Belaya Smert, the White Death. Before he became a ghost, Simo Häyhä was nobody. Born in 1905 in Rautjärvi, a small parish in southeastern Finland, so close to the Russian border you could almost hear it breathe. His father was a farmer. His childhood was forests, fields, and silence. He was short, 5 feet 3 inches, the kind of man you'd walk past without a second glance. He did his mandatory military service, scored well with a rifle, then went home to his farm. He hunted, he worked, he lived a quiet life. He had no enemies, no grudges, no grand ambitions. He was 34 years old when the Soviet Union decided to erase Finland from the map. And the quiet farmer picked up his rifle. November 30th, 1939. 450,000 Soviet soldiers crossed the Finnish border. Stalin expected it to take 2 weeks, maybe 3. Finland had a population of 3.7 million people. Their entire army was outnumbered 6-1. The world watched and assumed Finland was already gone. But Finland had something the Soviet commanders hadn't accounted for. They had the forest, and the forest had Simo Häyhä. The terrain was his, the cold was his, temperatures dropped to -40 degrees Celsius. The snow was his. Soviet soldiers, many of them from the steppes of Central Asia, had never seen a winter like this. They froze, they got lost. They died before they ever heard a shot. And when they did hear a shot, it was already too late. Here is what Simo Häyhä did that no one else did. He used an iron-sighted rifle. A standard Finnish Army M28, a variant of the Mosin Nagant. No telescopic scope. Every other sniper wanted a scope, more magnification, more range, more precision. Häyhä rejected it. A scope raises your head. A raised head is a silhouette. A silhouette gets you killed. With iron sights, he could keep his profile nearly flat against the snow. He wore all white. He packed snow into his mouth so his breath wouldn't mist in the freezing air and give away his position. Think about that. He was so disciplined, so completely in control, that he suppressed the most involuntary human reflex just to stay invisible. He would move into position before dawn, find his ground, and wait. He didn't hunt for targets. He let the targets come to him. And they always came. In 100 days of fighting, Simo Häyhä recorded 505 confirmed sniper kills. 505 men. That's an average of 5 kills per day, every single day, for more than 3 months, in conditions that would kill most people just from exposure. To put that in context, the most celebrated sniper of World War II, Vasily Zaitsev, was credited with 225 confirmed kills, roughly half of Häyhä's total. The second highest confirmed kill count in history is around 300. Häyhä didn't just break the record, he shattered it so completely that military historians still debate whether the numbers are even possible. But the numbers are there, verified, documented. And they don't even include close quarters kills with his submachine gun, which added another estimated 200 to the count. 700 men, 1 farmer, 100 days. We're just past the halfway point, and the Soviets still haven't figured out how to stop him. What they tried next is where this story becomes something else entirely. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button now. We cover the stories they don't teach in school every single week. The Soviet command was running out of options. They had tried everything. Counter-sniper teams disappeared. Artillery barrages fired at empty snow. They moved troops only at night, in groups, zigzagging between cover. It didn't matter. There were reports of Soviet soldiers refusing to advance, not from lack of courage, but because advancing meant entering the kill zone of a man they couldn't see, couldn't locate, and couldn't stop. One Soviet commander reportedly said, "We cannot win a war against the terrain." He wasn't talking about the trees. He was talking about Häyhä. The White Death had become something beyond military strategy. He had become psychological warfare. His existence alone was enough to freeze an advance. And then, on March 6, 1940, near the end of the war, the Soviets finally got him. An explosive bullet hit Simo Häyhä in the lower left jaw. It blew away half his face. His unit found him unconscious in the snow. They assumed he was dead. They carried him back anyway. He was in a coma for 11 days. On March 13th, 7 days after he was shot, Finland signed the Moscow Peace Treaty. The Winter War was over. Häyhä regained consciousness on the same day. His face had to be rebuilt. Surgeons worked on him for years. He would carry the damage for the rest of his life. But he was alive. The most lethal sniper in human history had been shot in the face with an explosive round, and he survived. When journalists later asked him how he became such a precise and deadly marksman, Häyhä gave them the most Finnish answer possible. He said, "Practice." Simo Häyhä never fought again. He was promoted to second lieutenant on the day he regained consciousness, the fastest battlefield promotion in Finnish military history. After the war, he became a moose hunter. He won hunting competitions. He lived quietly on his estate in Ruokolahti. He outlived the Soviet Union. He outlived most of the men who tried to kill him. He outlived the 20th century itself. Simo Häyhä died on April 1st, 2002. He was 96 years old. In one of his final interviews, a reporter asked him if he regretted any of what he had done. He thought about it. Then he said, "I did what I was told to do, as well as I could. No glory, no mythology, no legend. Just a man, a rifle, a forest, and a job he believed in." 505 confirmed kills, a face rebuilt by surgeons, a life lived in silence. The White Death chose to be forgotten. We chose to remember him. If this story hit you the way it hit us, share it with someone who needs to know the name Simo Häyhä. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.